Hello everyone, this is Tetrafolium here to yap. This is going to be a long video because I'm going to go through all the playoff games, hopefully. Wow, this Kira music has got me spooked! But I digress. Let's get into the first game, which is actually my game. Week 1 of playoffs versus Sukuna Gaming. So, if you recall from however many months ago it was when I posted the video that explained how playoffs works, the playoff system that we have is that the top 4 seeds pick their opponent, starting from top to or number 1 down to number 4. Well, I guess number 4 kind of ends up with whoever is left, and I was the one who was left. So Sukuna Gaming, the 4 seed, had to play against me. So let's go on and see what happens here. So Espeon lead into my Ogerpon Wellspring. I don't mind that. I get a pretty free Ivy Cudgel. Does a lot of damage. Going to Cresselia on the Weezing. Might get Will-O-Wisp. I don't really mind a Will-O-Wisp though. I'm just gonna Moonlight because I don't know what he wants to switch to, and I'll take whatever. I go for a Shadow Ball there just to get some damage, and this is a really bulky Espeon, like extremely so. He actually Baton passes, which is legal in this format as long as you're not passing any stats. I actually get poisoned on my Cinderace, which is not very nice. But I get a nice switch to the very expensive V12. I switch out to not get Will-O-Wisp. I'll just go for a Psychic into the Snorlax. Doesn't do much, but it gets a Spadef drop. I get Double Edge there. That's a banded Snorlax. And I decide I'll just Charm this and take the go down. Gives me a in for my Landorus. Now, if you've been keeping up with this league, you might recognize this Landorus set. It's the substitute bulk up. It's not typical to see a bulk up sort of Lando I, but well, this is Corviknight's gonna bulk up in front of me, and I'm gonna Gravity. So now I have a super effective Earthquake. Yeah, so this is the same set that Katast brought against Sukuna Gaming back in week, I don't know, it was pretty early on, like week 3 or 4. I stay in and take this Power Whip, break this Ogerpon sturdy. I'm outsped and there's a roll to kill, so I'm just going to switch to Cinderace, who lives a Power Whip, but does not live the poison, which is unfortunate. I know that I will live a Power Whip because of the little bit of HP investment that I have. If I was uninvested, it has a small roll to kill, but I have just a little bit, so I guarantee not to die. I go ahead and get a Spike Up. I didn't think that he was going to go to Espeon to bounce it back, so I thought I was safe to get a little bit of something there. I'm going to pause here just because this next sequence of turns is really important. So I go for a Lunar Dance. It's important that I pick the right Pokemon to go to. I go to Revavroom. Revavroom will not get the Lunar Dance because I have not used any of its HP or its PP. So it has nothing to heal. So it's going to store it for Landorus. I go to Revavroom primarily to threaten to, handle this Weezing. If I get an Iron Head flinch here, I'm in a really good spot, but he actually gets the Willow, or if he missed his Will-O-Wisp. I'm going to shift gear again. He clears Smogs, and that's actually not good for me. Now I have to basically commit to sacking this, because if I switch into a Will-O-Wisp and it hits my Landorus, I lose the game. So I'm just going for Iron Head, trying to get some chip onto the Weezing. Then I sort of realize, I could maybe lose this game if I kill this Weezing and then allow Blaziken to come in and get a speed boost to outspeed my Landorus. So What I'm going to do here is I'm going to basically click shift gear until I die. And I think that my opponent is essentially kind of thinking the same thing, but he would like for my Helios here to kill his Weezing. But he can't force me to attack him, so I just go ahead and sack there. Landorus comes in and gets the full HP back. I can substitute, and Sludge Bomb will not break it. And then I can start bulking up. The second Sludge Bomb does kill, but I can always go for a substitute again. So against this Espeon, who actually has Psychic Noise, I could have been in a big ball of trouble there if I didn't have my +1, but thankfully I did. Goes to Snorlax, who will not live this Earthquake. Goes to Blaziken, who's also not going to live this Earthquake. Protects to get the speed boost. Flare Blitz will break the sub, but Earthquake will kill. And then this Weezing is going to take the spikes damage, and it's at such a low HP, and I can kill it with Earthquake. So we were in a pretty good spot there. Now, I think there's probably something that could have been done differently, particularly like on this turn. Let's say I go for substitute. And the bulk up, like allowing the bulk up, is kind of nasty. So what could have been done differently is a hard switch to Espeon. Okay, no, never mind. There was a hard switch to Espeon there, but a hard switch to Espeon the first time instead of Weezing trying to break the sub. So let's see. Get all my HP back. Hard switch to Espeon. Go for maybe Psychic or Psychic Noise, whichever one you are. Was it Dazzling Gleam maybe that you have? I don't know. Go for you could go for the move that breaks yours. The move that you have that will break my substitute. Allow me to substitute again and then Psychic Noise. And then if I don't kill your Espeon, you can break my sub again. Blaziken can come in and potentially, like with Protect shenanigans, win the game. It's a little bit of a hard end game to figure out, but thankfully my opponent did not have quite the sauce to do it. I could have been in a bad spot. I admit that, but I managed to find a play that worked for me. In hindsight, instead of going to Revivroom against the Weezing, I probably could have went to Landorus and just set this up earlier and then potentially have Revivroom in the back to handle this. But my thought process was kind of, I mean, Revivroom's going to lose to Blaziken anyway, so I don't really care to keep it. I don't know. Maybe it would have been better to just do Landorus immediately. Hard to say, but I still won, so I'll take it. Let me actually zoom in a little bit so we have a better view on the games here. Probably should have looked at that before we got into it, but all right, now we've got Mr. Malfoy versus Alex O. This was a rematch from late in the season, I believe, and Malfoy absolutely dog-walked Alex. So we'll see if Alex has any adaptations. I've been playing a lot of Gen 3, and like seeing the Milotic and the Salamence on the same team kind of threw me off for a moment. I was like, whoa, that's my team. I do like do like myself some Gen 3 Salamence. Milotic is fine as well. So Ting Lu is going to lead against the Milotic. We're going to see an immediate switch out and Scald, risking a Scald burn onto the Ogerpon. Doesn't get it. Going to Intimidate and give the boost to Ogerpon. You thankfully live. Scope Lens is really crazy. That's your crit boosting. I don't know what Alex is thinking about doing with that, but in any case, we see another Scald. No burn. Goes to the glass, which has a Lumberry. Not anymore. Avalanche to do 0 damage to Alomomola. It's kind of interesting. Avalanche is a contact move, so he procs the Rocky Helmet. We're going to see a Wish into Ogerpon. Still no burn. There's no justice in this world. Stays in to take the knockoff. And then Ice Beams. No freeze. Okay, we see a flip turn from the Milotic. I guess saying you don't have a grass move. So sets up dual screens. Passes the Wish back to Ogerpon. Encores into Reflect. Kind of nasty. Oh, and gets Spikes up. And then Ivy Cudgels to finish. Wow, what a set. So here comes Darkrai behind dual screens. Are we going to see a nasty plot? We're going to see a Will-O-Wisp. I don't know how much Will-O-Wisp is going to matter against Ting Lu. It's going to just spam Whirlwind probably and get its chip that it needs. Milotic is dead on the next Will-O-Wisp basically. So here comes Darkrai to do probably nothing. Yeah, Ice Beam's not doing much. Alright, Will-O-Wisp into the Boots Drill. Rapid spins and takes the Rocky Helmet. It's kind of not a great spot for Alex. Would have potentially lost his Milotic to a burn, but I guess you have to take that risk. Milotic critical the Scald. Rocks is going to be really annoying again. It always is. Does 50% with Ice Beam. Probably going to stay in an Ice Beam again. No freeze. Goes for Scald. Doesn't get the burn. This is going to be a really slow game, isn't it? Alomomola is just going to wish everything back up. Alex has no, hope of breaking. Oxie's dead. Into Darkrai. Takes the Will-O-Wisp for the Darkrai. I think that's a reasonable trade. Knocks off the boots on the spin. That's really good actually for Mr. Malfoy, because getting a spike up is going to limit Excadrill's ability to come in. Iron Head you take nothing. No Scald, but there's going to be a Scald here for sure. No burn. Doesn't matter. I mean, this drill is dead. Alex is just sacking this drill. This is going to be a 6-0. Salamence can come in, threaten a Hurricane into Iron Hands. Wow, Iron Hands took that really well. That might be AV. But gets the confusion, doesn't hit itself, Ice Punch kills. Milotic cannot win this game by itself. It will get stalled, basically. Yeah, and Alex is just going to take the forfeit. Pretty nasty. Yeah, like this, I don't know what this Alex team was trying to do, like what it was hoping to accomplish. I don't see a way that you're breaking through Alomomola plus Ting Lu at all. If I was Alex, I would probably risk the game on Hypnosis Darkrai. Getting a Hypnosis onto Alomomola, meaning that it can't like pass wishes, it can't Scald, it can't flip turn for momentum. It's going to get chipped by Bad Dreams, and you have the potential to go for like a nasty plot. Be in a good spot. Yeah, I mean, you don't have all the moves that you need to hit if you're doing Nasty Plot plus Hypnosis. Dark Pulse is going to be really good as a neutral hit into Alomomola, super effective into Spec. It's good against Ogerpon as well. But I guess Focus Blast is the last move, could maybe help. That would smash Ting Lu. You'd kind of struggle to hit a Iron Hands, but you're just going to have to rely on the rest of your team, like maybe a max defense Uxie to figure that out. That's probably what I would have done if I had Alex's team coming up against this team. But I don't know. I guess Alex refuses to use Sleep on the Pokemon that is probably the best at abusing Sleep. I mean, that's kind of its whole gimmick, right? Let's move on. All right, so we have Shroomfi versus Katast. Katast has a monster team, as we all remember. It's very scary. Shroomfi has a pretty competent team herself. I am kind of curious what like Chimecho is going to do. I mean, Chimecho and Latias, you'd think they have pretty similar utility. I guess Chimecho gets Heal Bell, and I guess it's also a Terra Captain. So we'll have to see what happens here. Lead D-Speed into the Iron Treads. We're not going to see a superpower. We're just going to see a knockoff. Trading Nox. It's good. We're going to see a switch to Rotom on the Rapid Spin. Pretty good. I probably would have just knocked again if I was the Iron Treads, but I understand why you would want the... I understand why you might want the Rapid Spin. The rest of his team struggles mightily to switch into faster treads. We're going to see a burn on the Clefable. It does not take burn damage, so that's a Magic Guard Clefable. Into Tinkaton, threatening a Gigaton Hammer. Doubles to Gardevoir. Into Quagsire. I don't know what that YouTube link is, but I'm not going to click it. Terra Fairy Moonblast. Wow. And that's going to pick up the Clefable. Into Chimecho. Chimecho's going to Terra Steel and Cosmic Power. Oh, I see. Volt Switch. That does absolutely nothing. Cosmic Power again. Leftovers. The Tinkaton is going to Swords Dance. Chimecho is going to Cosmic Power. I don't see what Tinkaton's going to do to hit this. I mean, maybe knockoff. But they're going to go to max. Bulldoze. I like that. Mold Breaker gets rid of the Levitate. That doesn't do very much damage, though. I mean, a crit would be devastating. Oh, stored power. I see. Okay. I'm understanding now. And it's got Recover as well. Chimecho's actually a huge threat to win this game now. If Tinkaton does not get a crit here in the next turn or two, we see a Recover. We will. Risking another turn to get crit. This is the slowest Chimecho of all time. I probably would have just taken the kill here because there's another turn risking getting crit, but does not happen. Stored power, and I think that's game over. I mean, short of Roaring Moon getting a critical hit with something. Oh, okay, last move, Draining Kiss. ×4 effective on Roaring Moon. And also going to give you your HP back. And that's kind of it. That's all she wrote. This game is over. Yeah, no crit for the Aura Sphere. Gardevoir actually lives. Still no crit. Shadow Ball's not doing anything. I guess it's gonna get the drop. It makes the sword power a little less powerful, but doesn't matter if we're gonna crit. And yeah, that's it. Wow. I mean, I don't know what I would have done if I was Katas there. There's not really much that you can do. I mean, maybe instead of Swords Dancing 10 million times with Tinkaton, just play for the crit. Like, once you get to a stage where Bulldoze crit kills Chimecho, just, like, give yourself extra turns to crit. Although, I understand that, like, you're still just playing odds. Don't know what to say. But wow, that Chimecho is really powerful. Gonna have to think about that one for next league. If you're looking for a Terra Captain that can do something silly. But yeah, I mean, like Chimecho, I think was a 1-point Pokemon. So like getting utility like this is exactly what you want out of a 1-point Pokemon. Like 1 point gives you a lot of room to take a lot of really good Pokemon, like your Iron Treads, your Meowscarada, your Latias, Clefable. All of these Pokemon are like pretty high point value. So you're gonna want to you're gonna have to sacrifice some points somewhere, and getting a Pokemon like Chimecho who can find one really good matchup, that's perfect. That's exactly what you want. All right, last game of the of round 1. We have Bumper Eddie versus our buddy Ephemeral Style. See what happens. We're going to see the Palafin lead into the Azolf. Gonna just hard switch out. U-turn from Azolf. Here's to the Snow Globe. Kyurem threatening an Earth Power. Gonna substitute. Freeze drives into the Annihilate. I don't know if I like that. You're just giving Annihilate a stronger Rage Fist, and that's leftovers Annihilate. Ugh. It's got Stealth Rocks. I wonder if it has Final Gambit. No. Well, if it does, it didn't go for it. Hurricane and it misses. Magma Storm and it misses. Oh no, don't tell me. I see this. This is going to be a taunt Heatran, isn't it? Yeah. Taunt, you can't Chilly Reception. And yeah, you're done for. Psychic, you don't even have like Scald or anything to hit this. That's nasty. This is a very common set from Gen 8 to catch the Slow Twins. Sometimes the Slow Twins would run Earthquake as an adaptation for dealing with the Heatran. I don't know if Ephemeral Style was privy to that strategy, if he knew that was an option. But we're going to see Donphan come in, an Earthquake, and Sugar Berry, and it lives. Oh man! And then if this Magma Storm hits, that's Donphan down. So this Heatran is putting in a lot of work. I'm kind of curious why we didn't see like maybe a Flash Fire Colossal come in. Maybe that's one of your Terra Captains, I believe. So you could Terra the Colossal and avoid getting hit by the Earth Power. But I don't know. Donphan was nasty. That's neutralizing gas wheezing to get rid of the toxic spikes as well. Wow. Right, setting up the rain. We're probably going to see a U-turn. Yep. Into Palafin. And Palafin's got a really strong Jet Punch into this team now. And yeah, that's a dead Zapdos. I think that might be Punching Glove. It was doing a little more damage than maybe I was expecting to a defensive Zapdos. And then like to confidently click Jet Punch into the Zapdos without fearing the static seems like a Jet Punch kind of thing to me, or Protective Paths, it could be either. Gonna see a Terra Grass, Rapid Spin into the Spin Block. That is, yeah, this is pretty much Wraps. Will-O-Wisp onto Annihilate. That's at least good. This makes me question, though, if you're Terra Grass on Colossal, potentially Flash Fire. I don't know. Maybe Flame Body. Maybe Steam Engine. It's kind of silly, but I don't know. Flash Fire seemed like the best to be able to deal with Heatran. Going Terra Grass and then being immune to a Fire-type move would absolutely stomp out the Heatran. You're not even scared of Will-O-Wisping into a Flash Fire Heatran because Heatran cannot hit you with its Magma Storm. I'm just gonna see rocks. Are we gonna see a defog from the Weezing? No, Clear Smog. We'll see a spin from Colossal into the Rocky Helmet. Oh, that's really not good. Switch to Kyurem on the defog. Interesting. And then double to Azelf that gets crit by Strange Steam. And yeah, this game's over. Oh, okay. I like that. The Earth Power kills. How much is Freeze Dry gonna do? A lot. But not enough. Drain Punch is kind of scary into the Colossal. And we're just going to see a sacked Colossal. And Kyurem should be slower. And yeah, Drain Punch, that's going to end it. Yeah, I mean, there was... Okay. Confirmation that is Punching Glove. Yeah, I don't know. This seemed like a little bit under-prepped from Ephemeral Style. This team can be really hard to play into, honestly. The Palafin is so scary. And Heatran put in a lot of work. I mean, it put in too much work. Like, sacking off the Donphan to Shuka Berry was very unfortunate. I mean, it's hard to see that happening. But, like, if you're Ephemeral Style, but, you know, with the item clause and everybody's gotta, like, bring some different item, like, it may happen. And then, you know, you have your own Shuka Berry on Glow King that might have tipped, like, maybe getting you thinking in that sort of mindset. I don't know. I can't blame him, though. That was maybe a roll to kill with Earthquake anyway, and maybe he was just needing that momentum back, because, I mean, Kyurem could Earth Power as well, but same problem with Shuka Berry. I just, maybe if this was a Flash Fire Colossal, that was the only thing I could think of that would have put Ephemeral Style actually into a pretty good position from losing the Glow King. Granted, losing Glow King is always a problem, especially when you're up against a weather team, but I digress. So, let's get into the next round of playoffs. So, it should be... Get these replays going. See if I can find them all. Ignore the order, if you will. Okay. So, we're going to do all the winners side first. Build a little bit of suspense for who's going to get eliminated here. So, we have Bumper Eddie into Shroomfy. Kilowattrel is really scary, like with setting up the rain for you, and you have Thunder and Hurricane as really strong stab. This team does not have a switch in for Thunder. And it barely has a switch in for Hurricane either. Heatran's basically it. Yeah, I'm anticipating that Kilowattrel does a lot in this game. Okay, we're going to see Kilowattrel lead. Going for a Volt Switch. Araquanid comes in to get the webs up, which is really nice. Weezing can come in. And, oh, wow, takes a critical Surf. That's not nice. Pain Split, though. That's really good. Probably Defog. Okay. Actually going to see a switch. Wow, that does a lot of damage. Interesting. So we see Iron Treads come into the U-turn. Palafin versus Sorry, Palafin versus Iron Treads could be scary. There's probably a Water Absorb Quagsire, but Grass Knot, wow. Grass Knot puts Quagsire into a very, very tough place. We're going to see a switch to Lottie. Lottie should be able to wall this. It doesn't have room for Ice Punch if it's going to run Jet Punch as well. See a Draco Meteor that does pretty much nothing to Heatran. We're going to sack off the Clodsire. Flash Cannon, interesting. So we see Rocks. And Heatran's going to stay in Magma Storm. Wow. Shukaberry dives to the Earthquake. This is going to be a really, really interesting mid to end game here. Latios, if it has Recover, it might go for it here. Does not. Goes for Draco. It suggests to me that it probably isn't Recover Latios. And that's going to... Oh, Mist Ball is enough. Hold on, let me get this going. You like Zinnia? Zinnia's pretty cool. Let's skip. Let's get another song going here, please. Oh, is that it? Wow, that was really, really... You failed me, Pokélli. Sorry. Let's go with this mix. Shuffle that. Alright, yeah, we got the Zapdos going. We have budget Zapdos on the other team. Alright, here comes Golduck, who's probably Swift Swim, probably really, really fast. Ice Beam gets the kill. It's not Life Orb. Ooh, Power Gem to hit the Araquanid. That's really good. And then here comes Meowscarada. Sucker Punch. That does a lot to Golduck. But goes for the Hydro Pump. That is such a bold play. But I like it a lot. If Meowscarada went for Flower Trick there, it would have stayed as a Grass type and probably survived. But we see a fast Ice Beam come out. Kilowattrel lives. Kilowattrel's boots, I believe. Yes, so it will live the next hit. If Lottie can get a Mist Ball kill onto Annihilate, that would be good, but it's actually a Scarf Annihilate. Now, Palafin is going to Jet Punch and kill the Kilowattrel. Wow. So we're sending Shroopy down to the loser's bracket. That was a very, very tough game. And I like that Grass Knot. That's great to hit the Quagsire. Would not have thought of that myself. I mean, I guess unless I had Palafin and I had to prep against a Quagsire, maybe I would have scrolled through and tried to figure out a move. But needless to say, that Grass Knot is... I don't think a lot of people would have saw that coming. So it's really good. So now we're into my game versus Mr. Malfoy, and this to me is one of the funniest games, at least on Team Preview. Mr. Malfoy has the really, really strong Spectria, and I have the really, really strong Lando Eye, and both of us decide that we're not going to bring them. That's so funny. I was like, Cryogonal is really, like, puts a lot of stress on my Lando, and... like, I don't have all the moves that I really want to be able to hit everything, so I think, I mean, especially Cryogonal. The problem with Cryogonal is it's faster than Lando, so even if I did use Gravity or Smackdown or something on catching it on Switch In, I'm forced to switch out anyway, and I didn't want to run, like, Stone Edge. Maybe I could have. Maybe I could have run, like, Hammer Arm to try to get it, but the other thing about Cryogonal is it has Recover, so... that's not damage that's gonna stick. I needed some room for some other guys too, but I hope you guys noticed that I brought Karkle into this game. Karkle's a funny little guy. Let's see what happens. So I'm gonna lead the Cinderace into Ogerpon. That's a very good lead for me. I'm going to U-turn. The fact that this Arcanine comes in and it does not intimidate me tells me it's got to be Flash Fire, and this is a Terra Grass. Well, Terra Grass is an option for this Arcanine, so I would not be surprised if it was Terra Grass. So I'm going to go to Ogerpon, and then I'm going to switch hard to Carkol and make him burn his Terra. Granted, I don't think any of the other Pokemon on his team right now are other Terra captains. I don't think Slowbro was. But yeah, making the Arcanine go Terra Grass is going to help me a lot with like being able to U-turn around on it. I'm going to go Terra Ghost and Reflect. I'm going to Terra Blast to try to get some damage. It's a really bulky Slowbro. And I get Toxic, which is not fantastic. I burn this. He actually tricks me a Black Sludge and takes my Eviolite, which is not nice. Did I have to Terra? Maybe not. I could have maybe saved it for Revavroom. But in any case, I'm going to go to my Balloon Revavroom here. I like my chances against the Arcanine with a Poison Jab. I go for Poison Jab and I get the poison on Ting-Lu, which is really nice. Switched hard to Ogerpon, which takes a crit payback, which is not nice. That's actually going to matter a little bit in the late game, if I remember correctly, because I kind of need my HP on Ogerpon, but I go for knockoff here, expecting Arcanine to come in, and I want to get rid of its. I really want to get rid of its Rocky Helmet so I can U-turn freely with my first 2 mons here. I'll go to Carkol. I am Flash Fire, so he cannot hit me with a Fire type move. He's gonna burn some Morning Suns. I'm gonna Reflect. Go to Cinderace. This Arcanine's gonna Curse, so I don't know what its last move is. I will go to Cresselia. We see Cryogonal. I'm just gonna switch hard to Blissey. It's got Haze, which is not what I want to see. I'm gonna get my rocks up and then Shadow Ball into this Slowbro. I don't mind a trick that badly because I'm Eject Button, and Eject Button is not gonna really help him that much. I mean, maybe it will a little bit because you're Regenerator. I go for Shadow Ball and I get a drop, which is kind of cool. I'll just go to Carkol and sack it, or potentially switch into a fighting type move. But yeah, now it's dead. Into Revavroom I go. Going to U-turn to pop my balloon. Potentially makes a big difference. I shift gear. And I go for high horsepower. That was maybe not the best. I could have maybe went to Cresselia, or potentially Blissey, to like eat the attack. The problem is payback is so nasty, and I don't want to get hit with a payback on Cresselia, so I kind of make a little bit of a risky play there, and it does not pay off. So I'm going to kill off this Ting-Lu. It was going to die anyway to rocks if it switched out, so I'm just going to sack it. I go to Vesta, reason being I'm faster than everything, so I can get a pretty, well, yeah, I'm faster than everything, so I can get a pretty safe U-turn. I might not be faster than Cryogonal, I don't remember. Goes for E-Speed and gets the critical hit. That's another big critical. I'm gonna need my HP on Cinderace. This is really not cool, bro. Does not crit me with E-Speed there, thankfully. So I'm able to get the Crest. Cryogonal is gonna cause a little bit of a problem for me. Rapid Spins. I go for T-Bolt. Goes for Freeze Dry. I think I'm just gonna go for a bunch of T-Bolts here, trying to get paralysis on the Cryogonal. If I can make it slower, then I mean, I probably won't be slower than Blissey, but we'll take it. I go for Alluring Voice. That's just my move that hits Iron Hands the best. Why I have Alluring Voice Shadow Ball, I'm actually the last move is Calm Mind, is because that is a set that usually deals with Spectra. It's not perfect. I may be relying a little bit on Confusion if it's a Calm Mind substitute Spectra set, but I would usually beat it. In any case, I'm not going to let my Blissey go down. I kind of need it for the end game. I'm going to Calm Mind in front of the Ogerpon. Ogerpon is going to U-turn, and I'm going to sit in and take it. Go for a Moonblast. So I know I'm going to get Haze, so I'm using this as an opportunity to potentially get a Paralysis. I don't get it. If I had Discharge as an option, I definitely would have brought that instead. Reason why I have Thunderbolt is I want to be able to hit Skarmory if he brought that. So this Cryogonal is going to go for a Rapid Spin, get a speed boost. He's eject buttoning out back to Cryogonal. I don't see necessarily why. I'm going to T-Bolt. I guess it gets HP back on Slowbro. He doesn't really need the speed boost. I've clicked a lot of T-Bolts into this, and I have not gotten a Para yet. Although, I guess it's possible that this could be, what is it called? Covert Cloak. I'm going to go to Blissey. I'm going to allow it to haze itself out. I'm going to get my rocks back up. Oh, actually, I think it didn't take damage from rocks, so it may just be, yeah, it's boots for sure. Interesting Earthquake from the Slowbro. That makes that burn that I got on it really, really meaningful. I go for Shadow Ball. I'm trying to get a drop, basically. He goes to Ogerpon. On the turn, I go to Cresselia. I think I have to stay in. I'll take the knockoff. I mean, it's not great because now Burn is going to be chipping me out. I'm just taking damage every turn now, but at least I won't take a strong knockoff later. I'm going to Calm Mind. And then I go to Cinderace here. I baited out the Haze, and I got it. So, perfect. Now I can go for Pyro Ball. And that puts Slowbro in range to die here. But now I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I have a 90% chance to hit the Pyro Ball. If I miss it, and the Slowbro gets damage off on me, I'm kind of screwed. A big part of what I'm thinking here is, based on how the Ogerpon has been playing, I think it might be Scarf, and I'm looking at my, basically my rolls here. If it's Stomping Tantrum, it's gonna kill me, but if it's Stomping Tantrum and locks itself into it, at the very least, it cannot beat Cresselia. So, that could be nice, but I might need Cinderace as a potential switch to, like, if it's locking itself into Ivy Cudgel. So I decide, actually, I'm gonna U-turn. Maybe not the best play, because Slowbro can come back in, and now it's out of range of Pyro Ball. I'm gonna Calm Mind. It slacks off, which is really, really good for it. Now it's out of the range of 2 Pyro Balls. I go for Thunderbolt. I do not get the Para. I go hard Cinderace here into a Rapid Spin. That's not good for me. I really need this HP on Cinderace. You might think, oh, it's only 8%, whatever, but like that's a big deal, as we'll see maybe in this end game here. I should have probably went to Blissey and Calm Minded up to try to bait another Haze so I could get back into the situation. It's gonna go hard Slowbro. I Pyro Ball and I get the crit. And now we're kind of back in the same position as earlier, and I'd say forget this. I'm just gonna Pyro Ball. If I miss, I miss. I have low kick here actually as a it's a 120 base power move into the really fat Iron Hands. So I don't want to risk missing a Pyro Ball, so I'll go for that. Even though it turns me into a fighting type, and Ogerpon can come in and threaten an Ivy Cudgel. I'm gonna go to Cresselia. He does Ivy Cudgel. Burn is gonna put me in range to die to the next one. I go to Ogerpon Wellspring. I just wanted to make absolutely sure that this was Scarf, and I figured that Ogerpon Wellspring is not really going to do much in the rest of this game. I would have to sack Blissey, most likely, against Slowbro to even see anything. See it get any use, or maybe against Cryogonal. But, so I just do that just to make sure. I go into Cinderace here, who in theory should live an Ivy Cudgel. Pyro Ball, and it hits and it kills my Cryogonal. Very good. I go to Blissey. Blissey gets knocked off. I get the Rocks up. In hindsight, maybe the Rocks is not that important. I don't think I needed Rocks for Pyro Ball. I think Rocks might have been helpful for potentially getting Shadow Ball to kill. But Slowbro is going to Toxic me. I'm going to Shadow Ball. Although thinking about it, yeah, if I had, if instead of going for Rocks, I had just hit a Shadow Ball onto Glowking, I would have put him in a pretty awkward position where he might die to the next Shadow Ball. Thankfully, I get the drop there, so it can't just slack off indefinitely. It's going to die to the burn. All right, at 51, Scarf Ogerpon. If this is not Adamant, I have a roll to live. The Ivy Cudgel. It crits me. I go to Cinderace. And that, I would have had a roll to live that as well. But he actually kills me. I could not go for Sucker Punch. I would have had to crit to kill, and I figured... I think I had a better roll to live than to get a critical hit with Sucker Punch. So, yeah, that puts me in a bad spot. Now, if I had not died on Blissey, if I had gotten my Shadow Ball off, it would have been in Sucker Punch range, and I would have won the game. But, and I think that's a part of the reason why Stealth Rocks maybe would have been good there, but I don't know. It probably was best to just go for the Shadow Ball into the Slowbro. Potentially saves myself from getting toxic. I definitely would have had more HP. Although I don't. Let me see. Also, I should not have let my Cinderace take that Rapid Spin earlier. Yeah, actually, if I did Shadow Ball there, I probably would have had a kill on Slowbro, and I would have stayed at 65%, which may have been enough. Now, if I got crit by Ivy Cudgel, it kind of was a moot point, but it could have been a game changer actually. I did kind of, I did soft boiled, and I kind of needed to, since I wasn't threatening a kill on Slowbro that turn. But oh well. That sends me to loser's bracket. It was really close. I think there were a few rolls potentially that were involved in that game. I don't know. Maybe if he was Adamant, maybe the rolls were not really that close. But I digress. I could have played a little better. There was like one mistake with the Cinderace. Now that I'm looking back at it, probably could have just Shadow Balled into the Slowbro. But I digress. Let's see now an elimination game. Gatast versus Ephemeral Style. We see actually Gatast is going to bring a Abomasnow, which could be kind of scary for Kyurem if Ephemeral's going for the Blizzard spam. Don't know. We see a lead Azumarill. Get Psycho boosted. It's Eject Pack. But we get a nice knockoff into the Rocky Helmet Tentacruel. definitely don't mind that. Back to D-Speed. Just going to get the rocks. And Chilly Reception into Colossal. It's got to be a especially defensive Colossal. Maybe it is. We see a really weak Flamethrower come off there. We see a Rapid Spin blocked by Rotom. Volt Switch. Now, this is going to turn out really bad, I think. Yeah, you're dead to Psycho Boost, so... Goes for it. Thankfully, the Gloking lives. Chilly Reception. But this Zapdos has double hazards, which is really nasty. We're going to need to kill this Rotom. Ooh, Weather Ball. That's interesting for Ice-type Weather Ball, although not very helpful against Rotom. Here comes Abomasnow, who's going to Terra Ice, takes a Volt Switch, into Azelf, and Ice Beam absolutely wrecks Azelf. Wow. Shocked that we didn't see, like, maybe a Azumarill? Gonna Thunder Wave, it misses, doesn't matter because Rotom is immune. Shadow Ball's gonna do a lot. Out to Zapdos. Volt Switch. This Rotom's pretty low, so we might be able to spin. We're gonna see a Roost from the Zapdos. And Blizzard is gonna straight up kill. This has got to be a Specs Abomasnow. Wow. Blizzard's gonna kill Azumarill as well. Colossal comes in, gets the Flamethrower off, kills the Rotom. Very nice. Abomasnow back in to Giga Drain. Kind of surprised we didn't see a switch to Slowking there. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's a little bit of a 50-50. So we're going to see a Dragon Dance from the Kyurem. Icicle Spear that absolutely destroys Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon's getting suspect tested right now. It's kind of interesting. Alright, Icicle Spear, you're going to need a crit and 5 hits. Maybe more than one crit. Gigaton Hammer, and that's got to be it. This is Ephemeral Style playing for his bracket life, and it's over. Alright, Flamethrower to stop the Tinkaton from being able to get the kill. But Abomasnow is going to come in, and Blizzard should easily pick up this KO. Yeah, wow. That was, I hate to say that the plays were kind of sauceless from my boy, my homie, my road dog, if you would. But yeah, he kind of let the Abomasnow go stupid on him. Did not have to sack the Azumarill to it, I don't think. That's just a calking thing. Although maybe he didn't know that it was Specs. But then again, I think you should know, like, your Zapdos dies in one shot when it's not flying type. I don't know if you're like perhaps this is a very offensive Zapdos, no special defense, no HP. But I would have been suspicious. I would have liked to see. But I don't know. Maybe that did not cross the mind. And then also, like, I felt like Giga Drain was quite obvious into the Colossal. Like a switch to Kyurem or a switch to the Parfait would have been really, really nice. I think both of those would have lived. Although I don't know if the Parfait would have lived 2 Giga Drains with all the hazards and everything. So I kind of digress there. Yeah, wow. And then got caught on the Rapid Spin to the Rotom. Would have liked to see an overheat into that. I think, and this is a kind of a case study a little bit into, should you attack or should you Rapid Spin? Well, if the opponent has a spin blocker, it's hard to Rapid Spin. But also you're up against Deoxys, and you like definitely want to kill that off pretty quickly. And I would have imagined that getting an extra flamethrower off on the Deoxys would be really beneficial to you. So I probably would have just attacked. Granted, hindsight's 2020, and it's really easy for me to be saying this after the fact. But oh wow, I just noticed that we have Deoxys' theme going on here. Oh, I'm a fake fan. Whoops. But the Regis are pretty cool too. Where is Deoxys' theme? That better come up soon. That's a bumping theme. But yeah, that's my roommate playing for his bracket life, and he dies, which I guess is kind of good because I didn't want to have to play him. But it's kind of interesting. I dodged him this entire season. Or you could say he dodged me this entire season, whichever one you want to say. All right, so there would be another elimination game here, Sukuna Gaming versus Alex, but Sukuna Gaming, I guess, GG'd out of the server. I mean, no, he didn't actually leave the server, but he was not around for this week. So it kind of just became, well, Alex is still here, so let's keep it going. Next, I think probably the best way to build suspense would be to, well, it would have been to show the winners semifinals, or winners finals basically, which would have been Malfoy versus Bumper Eddie, but Bumper Eddie also decided to GG out of the server for a week and take a forfeit, so no Bumper Eddie versus Malfoy game. That's really unfortunate. I guess now we have to do... who's next? I'm getting a little lost in the sauce here. We saw Bumper Eddie versus Shroomfy, right? Hold on, let me check just to make sure. Yeah, that looks very familiar. I guess it would be my game versus Katas here. Loser is leaving the server. No, that's not true, but leaving the playoffs. So I cannot remember exactly what I brought here, but I do remember that I saw the Tentacruel on my opponent's team, and I said, uh-oh, I did not bring anything for Tentacruel. Because, spoiler alert, I don't even think I have a Psychic-type move on Cresselia. Woo! I do not want to play with the sound on. No, sir. No, sir. I hate that music. No, I'm literally listening to Pokemon music in the other tab here. So, here comes Abomasnow to dodge my Thunder Wave. Wow. But I get the paralysis, so it kind of evens out. Gonna Leech Seed. I don't like that. I'm gonna Wish. I can potentially pass this to whomever. I'll go to Cinderace. The Wish doesn't end up mattering. I have no idea what I would do here. Court Change. That's pretty nice. U-turn into the Rocky Helmet, of course. I've got Whimsicott coming in. Here comes the Tentacruel to remove its own. I get a Tailwind up, and I'm into Landorus. I'm gonna Sludge Bomb. So I'm actually... I get a big fat U-turn off on the Balloon Deoxys Speed. Balloon is really interesting. Trying to get a free switch in onto my Lando. Probably has Ice Beam too, if I would wager. I'm able to Court Change this. I live an Earthquake. I'm going to go hard to Ogerpon. Here comes the Abomasnow, and I'm going to Trailblaze. Don't recall if I have a move to hit this. I don't think I do. Abomasnow is going to Aurora Veil. Into Tentacruel. And, like, I need this to die ASAP. No Rocky. And especially behind Aurora Veil, I really don't have much to do here. So I'm kind of just going to play for this not having Ice Beam or Surf. He switched out. So he may not. And I went for an Earthquake. I believe I'm banded. I don't know. I get Iron-Headed, and that's like really, really nasty. I maybe could have went to Cresselia there, but I didn't want to take a knockoff. I was figured that let's just sack Whimsicott here. I go for T-Wave, but Abomasnow's already paralyzed. I go to Florges. I really don't have any anything that I can do here. Tentacruel is going to be really, really evil. I go to Landorus, and there's the Ice Beam, and this game's basically over. Yeah. I know maybe it wasn't very smart to play as if my opponent didn't have Ice Beam, but I figured like I don't really have another way to win this game here. I think I go for a Swords Dance here. Yep. And then I'm just going to play for hacks. Just get an Aurora Veil. I'm going to play rough just in case we see a switch to Roaring Moon. I get Blizzarded. Play rough again. Get Blizzarded again, and I'm dead. I'm going to go to Cinderace, and I'm going to probably Court Change so I can get the Veil and then give my opponent the rocks. Into Florges. And then I think I'm just going to call Mind here and then say, well, if Florges can 1v1, it wins, and if it can't, it can't. And this is going to take a while, so I'm just going to speed this up. I'm just going to call Mind and Wish. My opponent's just going to try to get the crit or the poison. I probably could have tried to do this sooner, but I don't know what would have happened with the Roaring Moon, potentially. Like, that Iron Head is pretty strong, and if it's banded, it's very likely to kill me. My opponent eventually does get the poison, which is really big. I'm just going to try to get to max, and then let it ride on Moonblast. It's unfortunate that this Deoxys survived on 14 instead of on 12, because it would have died to rocks, which would have been really good. My opponent doesn't even bother with Rapid Spinning. I think he knows he's going to win either way. He doesn't want to give me an opportunity to Court Change off mine either. Deoxys is going to come in. It's got Poison Jab. I wish. I'm going to Protect. It's going to go for Taunt, which is nasty. I don't get my wish off. If I had went for a Moonblast there, we would have been in a slightly better position, but like Roaring Moon is still probably just going to whoop me. I have my Cobra Berry, and then I don't live. Alright, into Gardevoir. Gardevoir's going to take a Pyro Ball. It's got leftovers, so I know I'm faster, so I'll just Pyro Ball again. I think I'm just going to Pyro Ball again. Just for Earthquake. And then, yeah, I'm dead. And that was really bad. Maybe I could have, yeah, again, maybe I could have went for the Florges sweep earlier to try to remove the Tentacruel. Like, it would have been so scary for my opponent to try to switch in to Roaring Moon to get the Iron Head off. Because if I ever Moonblast on the switch to Roaring Moon, then it's dead. So, and then I maybe would have had enough of a team left, like maybe like Landorus, to help me win against the remainder of the team. But I mean, it is what it is. I did not have the preparation for this. I maybe could have brought something instead of Whimsicott, but I think I was too tunnel visioned on needing Tailwind to deal with Roaring Moon in particular. I was not that scared of Deoxys Speed, to be honest. Deoxys Speed is kind of fodder for Cresselia, but the Roaring Moon is really, really nasty. So yeah, that was it. That was my playoff run. You want to see another playoff run end? Let's see losers finals. All right, so we have the infamous Spidops up against Catast. This is gonna be a nasty nasty game. No! I keep doing that. Stop doing that. The Grave Cricket. It's a cool name. He's actually going to go for a knockoff there onto Landorus. I guess assuming either a taunt or, oh well, not being able to get hit. I don't know. I would have sticky webbed maybe first turn. Do a little reversal on that. But it's easy to say, again, easy to say that in hindsight. Sinistcha is really scary, actually, for this team. Getting a poison off on Uxie is pretty nasty. I'm going to see Reflect. Oh, U-turn. Oh, weakness policy in a Drain Punch. That doesn't really do that much. But we're going to see just some switching around. Psycho Cut. I don't. It's not a great move. Yeah, I don't know if that was a great Uxie set. It was interesting, funny maybe, but not very good. We see a knockoff here. Get rid of the Black Sludge. That's kind of nice. I probably would go for the webs here, just because Spidoff's not going to be able to do anything else. And then if you have Memento, that would be great. Just sack it off though. That's fine. Into Darkrai. We're going to see Hypnosis finally. Yes! Hypnosis onto Tinkaton, which is really, really good. Tentacle's going to switch in on a nasty plot. Uh-oh. Here comes Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse doesn't quite kill. Rapid Spin. Good. No Mirror Coat. Mirror Coat would have been really nasty. Here comes Tinkaton back in. Going to eat a Focus Blast to the mouth, and it has to burn at least one more turn of sleep here. Rad Dreams is going to put it easy. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? I was going to say that's easy Dark Pulse range, but in fact the Darkrai goes for Focus Blast. Maybe intending to get a Roaring Moon switch in? I don't know. It's interesting. I guess also there's a potential that this Darkrai has Blunder Policy. And he's trying to get faster than D-Speed. Doesn't work out for him. Gonna eat a superpower to the mouth. Lives it. Misses the Hypnosis. Oh, gets the Blunder Policy. That's big. That's huge. Dark Pulse is gonna kill the Lando. Here comes Abomasnow. Probably gonna see another Hypnosis. We're gonna see a Focus Blast, and that does not kill the Abomasnow. That's unfortunate. Hypnosis would have been great, I think. If you hit it, then you give yourself a chance to 2-hit KO with Dark Pulse, regardless of what we see from the Terra. See, we're gonna see a Terra Steel. Does not live the knockoff. That's probably a Banded Moon, and U-turn usually means Banded Moon. I would think. Here comes Glass to hit the Avalanche. Very nice. Psycho Boost is going to do a lot. But we get the kill. That's really good. Roaring Moon is in. Knockoff kills. And then can Milotic do this? Can it 1v1? No, it gets absolutely fucking rocked by a knockoff. Holy shit. Wow. That is very nasty. Well, that sets the finals. So, the grand finals, we have a potential for a bracket reset. If Katast wins, bracket reset, meaning we start the whole playoff bracket over again. No, that's not what that means. That means that Katast has to win 2 games in a row against our boy, Mr. Malfoy, in order to win. So, let's see. That is... Oh, my bad. We have to see another game here. Whoops, that was not the losers finals that we thought it was. Well, let's see what happens here. Hopefully I have bad memory and don't remember who actually won this game. Sorry, guys. Stomping Tantrum, Deoxys. Wow. That is nasty. That is really, really nasty. Here comes Dragonite to take an Ice Beam. Oh! The late good luck, have fun. You hate to see it. This is, Deoxys is still faster than +1 Dragonite, so it's going to go for E-Speed. Here comes Palafin, and this is definitely in Jet Punch range. We're going to see a Bulk Up instead. Potentially have Zen Headbutt to hit the Tentacruel. Wow, that's a really fast Tentacruel. Or maybe a really slow Palafin. But we're going to get behind a substitute here. Here comes Tinkaton. Gonna bulk up. Encore. No. That is not what we like to see. Tentacruel is gonna come in to Haze. Although I think this play allows Palafin to do something other than bulk up here, because Encore is gonna end. It's +1. If you have Zen Headbutt, I would click it now. Okay, well, I guess you can just crit the Jet Punch. That's good as well. I'm gonna flip turn, does not break the sub, into Abomasnow, into a bulk up. Do you have another move? Like, is Jet Punch your only move? Drain Punch. Okay, that makes sense. We're gonna see a Giga Drain, break the sub. Drain Punch is not gonna do enough to this Abomasnow. We're gonna get to Annihilate. Very, very nice Leech Seed to avoid giving a Rage Fist boost to it, the Annihilate. We're gonna U-turn. Oh, eject button into Deoxys. That is nasty. That's so nasty. Where's your switch? Oh my god. The infamous Scarf Annihilate once again. You love to see that, or you hate to see that, I guess. I don't know. We're gonna trace the Drizzle for Gardevoir. Gardevoir is faster and is going to Thunderbolt and get the kill. We're going to see a Palafin come in here. It's going to threaten a nasty, nasty Jet Punch, but not nasty enough into the Abomasnow. Let's see. Not going to let the Annihilate get its Rage Fist. We're going to see a close combat. Yes, and that's going to kill off the Tentacruel. Very nice. So into Gardevoir. It is really interesting, like, if you go back to Gen 3, Leech Seed does activate at the end of the turn if you get a kill, so that would have been more chip there, but in this generation, that's not the case. I think that changed actually in Gen 4, maybe in Gen 5? I'm not sure, but in any case, Weezing, Fire Blast, oh, a crit, burn, what? Dang, paid actor. We're gonna take a Gigaton Hammer to Annihilate, and then that's gonna give us a free Palafin angle, right? We're not gonna see switch, but the Palafin's gonna bulk up. I don't know if I agree with that. I probably would have just hit a Drain Punch. For one, if the Tinkaton stayed in and encored, then Palafin would have been stuck clicking bulk up, and then Abomasnow just wins. And for two, yeah, you're gonna have to switch to Weezing anyway. So we do see a switch to Weezing here. Tinkaton is gonna get sacked off. No Defog, no. Although I don't know if Defog is gonna matter that much. Gardevoir is gonna Thunderbolt and kill. Palafin. It's a Scarf Gardevoir. We're gonna bulk up and then die. Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, you can Jet Punch and kill the Gardevoir off, but Abomasnow is gonna come in. Or Roaring Moon. And Outrage. Yep, that's a nasty one. I think Eddie could have made a few different moves here. It is unfortunate that this Abomasnow kind of walled the Palafin, but yeah, he was sort of relying a little too much on trying to bulk up when like you don't have an in to win the game, especially with this Abomasnow. Or when Tentacruel is up, you can never beat the Tentacruel, and when Abomasnow is here, you're never beating that either. So you have to remove both of those before a bulk up sweep could happen. But then again, it's late in the game. It was really hard to find an in here. The Dragonite did not put in much work at all versus the Deoxys. I wonder if there was an angle for like Yache Berry to try to get a heavier hit off on Deoxys. Maybe you get Earthquake and then E-Speed. At the end of the day, though, Dragon Dancing kind of limits your turns because the Yache Berry's not going to save you from your broken multi-scale thereafter. In any case, yeah, I'm sorry I kind of low-key spoiled that, but Katast had a very good game here. Very nice. He's got a strong team. I like that Stomping Tantrum Deoxys. That was really, really cool. But now, let's see. This is Grand Finals. If Katast wins, he's got to win another game. If Malfoy wins, he is our champion. Let's see it from the underdog side. Into Infernape versus Ting Lu. It's actually going to switch out. Willow, that's interesting. It's probably the patented defensive Will-O-Wisp Infernape that we keep seeing from Katast, or we have seen in the past from Katast anyway. Here comes Abomasnow. It's a Slowbro. Tinkaton will handle that. Shell Sidearm, interesting. We're gonna knock off the Ting Lu. No more leftovers for you. Abomasnow should come in and wall. Focus Blast Abomasnow. What? That's kind of interesting. Surprised we didn't see an ice type move. But maybe he was trying to catch the Cryogonal coming in. Here's Alomomola. It's switching back to Ting Lu. This team is just so nasty. It's like Stall with a spec on it. Well, I guess there's an Ogerpon as well. Ruination is really nasty. We're going to see a Terra Ice Blizzard. And that's threatening a KO on Slowbro. But we're actually going to see a switch to Tinkaton on Alomomola. And out to Ting Lu. I wonder if this Abomasnow has a grass move to hit Alomomola. It might be Choice Specs, I'm not sure, or Choice Scarf. I'm not sure. We're going to see some play roughs into this, basically sacking the Tinkaton to the Ting Lu. But instead, actually, we're going to see a switch to Abomasnow. I mean, it's kind of a good call. If you're Scarf, this is really nice. You're not Scarf, so you're just going to sack the Tinkaton, I guess. I don't know. Or maybe you're afraid of a counter Scarf. There's a potential for that. We're going to spin away the hazards. We're probably going to see the same thing on this side. It's going to go Terra Steel. Infernape is in. Infernape doesn't care whether you're Steel, Ice, or anything, really. So Flash Cannon is not going to do any damage. U-Turn does not kill. Roaring Moon is in. Roaring Moon's going to U-turn, so that's probably a Banded Moon. Might be a Scarf Moon, possibly. We're going to see a switch, trying to avoid getting memed by Scarf Ogerpon. To Alomomola. Out to Abomasnow. Abomasnow has an opportunity to click a move here. But in fact, we're going to see it switch to Deoxys. It's interesting. I probably would have clicked the Blizzard there, just to see like what I catch. Ting Lu might have been a very risky in, but I mean Alomomola is very safe. But if Alomomola could have been safe to stay in, but yeah, catching the Slowbro, potentially getting a 2-hit KO, force a switch back to Alomomola. gonna flip turn. Roaring Moon's gonna eat that Psyshock like it's nothing, because it really isn't anything. We're gonna see a U-turn. I would have liked to see a knockoff to get rid of that Rocky Helmet, but it's alright as well. We're gonna see some spike stacking. That's good. There's no spinner anymore. Ooh, wow, that's a Life Orb Deoxys with the hazards. Oh, this is a relatively free U-turn, but I could also see a knockoff here to try to catch the Alomomola. Did not go for it. Here comes Deoxys, maybe to get some more hazards up. A spike here would be great. But you see a Psycho Boost. Tinglu obviously takes that very well. And we don't see the Deoxys try to kill with knockoff. Maybe it wouldn't have. But now we're going to see rocks up, and hopefully this Tentacruel can spin those away. Substitute spec, we're just going to stay in Blizzard. That was kind of a spooky one, but this might be a Pataya Berry or Salac Berry. I'm going to Shadow Ball, but that's really nasty. +1. Is Tentacruel going to live this? Yes. Knockoff to kill the spec. Very nice. Now this is a Scarf Ogerpon for sure, right? So Infernape is the way to handle this. We're going to see Roaring Moon come in first. We're going to get a double to Deoxys speed. Probably going to see a Psycho Boost here. And Slowbro is dead. We see a spike go up. Okay, so we have the potential to get another spike up. We're actually going to knock off. Stops the flip turn to Ogerpon. Really, really nice. And then Infernape is in. Slack off. Okay. We're going to Will-O-Wisp trying to catch the Ogerpon. Don't see it. Last move, Flamethrower. So, basically, I don't see how this team breaks Alomomola at this stage. Trying to catch a choke to Ogerpon. Are we going to see a Slack Off or a Will-O-Wisp here? Interesting. The Rocky Helmet did not go away because the knockoff, Deoxys died to the knockoff. That's not great. I would have liked to see maybe another spike or going for Psycho Boost instead. We're instead going to play for getting the Alomomola down to 2%. Potentially Roaring Moon kills here. It potentially lives as well. Going for Outrage. Potentially lives the Rocky Helmet is what I mean. Probably has to crit the Outrage to kill. Does not. We see Alluring Voice and then it's over. That was really close. Wow. I think we needed to see a knockoff on Alomomola a lot sooner, because like the chip made it so that you cannot really click into it very easily. If this Roaring Moon had knockoff, which I assume it had to, right? Unless it was gonna run Crunch. I don't know. Like knocking off the Alomomola would have been a big game changer. There were a few turns with the Abomasnow where maybe we could have made a slightly riskier play, try to predict or try not to predict to some extent. I'm imagining that was some kind of choice, the way that it played, because otherwise you would have probably seen it stay in and Giga Drain Alomomola. But yeah, I digress. Alomomola is a really, really nasty Pokemon. It's really hard to beat if you don't have a strong electric type. I mean, I guess you could have a strong grass type as well, but like other than the Ogerpons, it's just kind of hard to come by really strong grass type. Wow. Okay, so Malfoy is our Turn 17 Rocks Season 4 champion. And how long did that take me to get through? Only an hour and a half. It's not that bad. Yeah, so the next season, probably coming soon. I've not decided whether I'm going to personally play in it. Regardless, I will be running it, at least in conjunction with my fellow admins, Alex and Ephemeral Style, if they so want to. And I probably will cover some games like in this video format, even if I'm not a player in that league. Probably going to be a very similar format with maybe a few tweaks here and there. Probably going to see some tweaks to the board. There were some Pokemon like Iron Boulder who are egregiously overpriced. Duraludon is another one that comes to mind. But yeah, we will get through that at some point. In any case, it was a really cool league. Personally, I think I did okay. I think I kind of regret picking Hydreigon. I didn't find it to be that useful. Maybe it was useful for my team, like sharing like the ice weakness with Landorus made it a little bit hard to bring against the teams that had such strong ice beams. And I probably could have gotten another Mon that would have helped me out in some of my other matchups. Particularly another Mon that could have helped against like this dirty, filthy team that won. Or maybe this dirty, filthy team that got second. In any case, fun league. I was getting burnt out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I've done 5 straight leagues of this because we had a season 0 that did not get recorded, and we lost all the replays, which was really sucks. And it's the one that I won too. Damn. But it was also Gen 8, so it's kind of Mickey Mouse. There was no Dynamax though. But yeah, in any case, that's what we have to look forward to. We will probably be doing a recruitment period if you're watching this and somehow not in our Discord server. I'll try to remember to put the link to our Discord server in the description and join immediately. But in any case, I hope everybody who's gotten this far has a good time playing some more Mons. I hope you join us for next season, especially if you want to play. We're going to have a lot of opportunities to play, and hopefully we can grow this league a little more. All right, see you guys next time.